Greetings, gamers. I hope everything is working. It looks like it's working, but I haven't heard anything from Shelter. There we go. Welcome back to Shelter. It's available right now. You can play it. The link is in the description below. This is the second video going into how it works. And, yeah, I didn't want you to miss much, because things can happen when you're not watching. I didn't put a pause in, which is a thing that I grilled a lot of games for not having. So I feel kind of shameful. I'm fighting off a cough, that's why I sound like this. Anyway, I ragged on a ton of other games for not having pauses. It's coming. It's coming soon. But it was just something that I don't... Again, this whole process was me not understanding how the Godot engine worked. Like, the very first build that came out in 2024 was terrible because I didn't know how anything worked in this accursed system. I had some basics because this was where I landed after my development on Chef Game, which was supposed to be the first game I finished, but I want more for that game than I can currently do. So I went with this, which was closer to the things I could realize. Like, I was like, what can I do? So I started coming up with this, and then leads the I don't want to say it expanded, but I guess what I could do in the engine has grown. So the first build was terrible, like literally fully terrible. I'm not even gonna defend it, but I have always wanted to make a video game. I have made several attempts at video games, started several projects, not finished several projects, and it's always been kind of a bug up my butt. Oh, so this room, the powerhouse is empty anyway. You just mash on it. And the effects aren't working, so I'm so sorry about that. But you'll notice the power is increasing. And once the power is increased, you'll notice not only is the lighting better in some rooms, because you can control the lighting, spoilers, hint, hint. But now there are other rooms available because we got power. How the heck did we get a blossom? Something's going on in here. Something's going on with the spider spawn. I guess it's just possible odds-wise, but that seems real unlikely. Anyway, we got a bunch of rooms we can make now. We're working on it. And then there is, believe it or not, a third game. I showed paper, rock, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors, because I learned in the research of making this game that I've been putting the wrong term first. It's rock, paper, scissors, not paper, rock, scissors. Couldn't find a more formal name than that. There was like an old crazy name, like Rochambeau, and like Rochambeau is a whole different thing, but there was a crazy, term like that for it, but I think that was just like maybe the foreign translation of rock, paper, scissors, not like an actual, different moniker, but and then 21, that was cool. That took a long time to design, like to figure out how I wanted it to play. And then this one was another one that started off as a different game. So you make the pencil, which is cool. And theoretically, because you got 7 people in here, somebody will come and kill. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Let's see who gets it first. Who's going to get to the pencil? Vibe did it. So you can play words. And this one, man, it still might not work perfectly. Certainly, SOS's dialogue is a little rough. I'm just looking at it, I see. But this is Hangman. Um, what word starts with? There's no T this time. Bob is still thinking. Come on, come on. If I played R, ain't no R. Oh, I know it. I know it. That is the bug that is still in the game. Maybe I'll fix it tomorrow, but then I gotta put out a whole nother build. It doesn't do the chess, so that's the problem, right? Which doesn't seem like a major issue, but a time is gonna come where there's no way we got weeds again. No. Where that'll be the last letter and then it'll be bugged. But this is, as I may have mentioned, just one room out of several. And. I discovered that I hated the music that I picked for the game originally. Like, it seemed like neat music, certainly. I didn't have any complaints about it when I picked it, but after you hear it for a very long time during the course of this game, like, you see the way the game plays music, it just picks a song. Eventually there's going to be a more logical soundscape and some other things. Oh, ran out of likes. So, in case you forgot, yes, this was just a smaller component of a much larger game, and we are out of likes. So, she still has that pencil, I think. And so she's going to use the pencil to have some fun on her own, and she will generate some likes, but a thing you probably weren't paying attention to during that process was the actual like cost. So a thing that happens the more people you have, which we're up to 8 now, and it has certainly been a very long time since we've had 8. Look at it, Chris. What are we doing? Did we get a greenhouse? Greenhouse is cooking. Come on, greenhouse. Greenhouse, I will freely admit, is a little jank. I don't like it in its current incarnation, even though it does what I want it to do. I just, the game controls, the way the game plays. So what you can do, if you're low on likes, I guess I didn't continue that process, is you don't have to play with them. You can just let them go play, and then they'll have fun. And they'll generate likes on their own. There's also other things around Shelter that they like, that generate likes anytime they eat foods in, like, they have a favorite room. So anytime they work or do, like, eat food in their favorite room, that generates a like. They like talking to each other. They like some other things. I played around with, like, having likes be subtractable, but in the end, that seemed like a really kind of annoying way to handle it. Like, Death Stranding was just, that's where I stole it from. I mean, I didn't steal likes from Death Stranding. That's an ancient concept. But this room is the comms room, and we're going to talk about it in a minute, because it's basically the end of the demo. But the greenhouse allows you to grow garden stuff. So I just noticed that's a bug. Gotta fix that. So this blossom grew in the mycelium for reasons that it shouldn't have done, but it did. And once it happens, you can bring it in the greenhouse now. I wonder if maybe... I think maybe I should just have it auto plant, you know. That would probably mess people's gardens up, but at the same time, you've got the tools. I don't know. It's jank. I can't even really do a good job of explaining how it works because it's so jank. Like, I understand from a code perspective how it all works. Right now, what's happening is waiting for the water to refill, right? Because the water actually comes from the waterworks. You can see we got 7 gallons now because I've used a couple, and only one of those pipes is full. And there was supposed to be an animation playing, but I had to get rid of it because it wasn't working great. Anyway, we're getting a call in the comms. Talk about that later. Anyway, we have water now, and I've used the mushrooms that have been growing in the mycelium as fertilizer. Sam used some of them, but they just keep growing. That's the cool thing about mycelium. So now the room is fully fertilized, and the only way you could really tell is the stupid flowers on the bottom are like nice and pink and luscious. So then when you use the water, you actually get growth. You get a flower, this other one got a stem, and then we got a seed. So now we're going to burn some more mushrooms. I'm actually going to check and see if this is in the game. It'll be interesting because it'll may screw my recording, but I guess it's fine for this recording. I just won't include it in the thing. We are refilling buckets, so let's do this. Let's actually get a little more water. We're out of things to make. That's fine. And they've eaten this room pretty far down. We're up to 9 people. Look at us go. Ace, get in here. You talk to Alex. It sucks that her hair's not working, but you'll see. You'll see. Water bucket. Got another flower. So, what you may be detecting, or at least was finally demonstrated, is there are a couple different flower types. And they all grow kind of depending on how you treat, you know, like I said, the fertilizer plays a factor. Ultimately, I want it to be like even where the seeds are. And what's happening is like when I do the seed thing, it is let's just get another bucket going. We got 13 likes. We want to go back and play some more Hangman. That's what we want to do. But as you can hear, they're doing stuff. They're, you know, talking to each other. That generates likes. I could send one of them in here to play. More commercials. Water bucket. Splash. Drop a little bucket. And this action. I'm curious what's going to happen to that blue flower. I've never grown. I mean, I have, but I guess it's been a very long time since I've done a deliberate bugged growing. But the blossom in mycelium is hard to get, but as you can see, once you actually start growing in the greenhouse, you get these seeds. And you can use this like the seeds. If you treat them one way, they grow up kind of basic, but if you treat them another way, then they grow up, you know, to one of the special colors. And then the whole reason you want to do that is because once you actually have flowers, you can make this makeover room, which is one that I've been alluding to. It's dark in there, so we should probably charge up some power. It's supposed to be a more gradual power generation, or light generation, but we're working on it. Anyway, now makeover's still cooking. We'll talk about SOS Arcade in a second. Don't worry. Point is, I don't normally listen to the game with the music on because I have heard all these songs to death. And none of them are that good that I can just listen to them infinitely. It got better when I added some new music. Like I've just been like slowly, like when it gets really grating, I've been like slowly rolling new tracks into the game. But they're still just like random tracks I'm finding all over the internet to make myself, or that kind of fit the vibe. I'm not really using. I don't have a composer or anything at my disposal. There's just a lot of resources at you. So there was a great thing about game development now that certainly didn't exist in the beginning when I try and has now become like a legitimate part of the process is there are assets available to you on the internet everywhere, just thousands, maybe not thousands, but just tons and tons of starving artists, starving is it gonna work? No. It's fine. Somebody will tell me it's not working. Yeah, that's 9. We made it to 9. Shoutouts, guys. We made it to 9. Nine's peoples. 9 peoples. What were we doing? And we got a lot more water. Heck yeah. Bust rhymes like wait. I push rhymes like wait. Will we have more water soon? Oh, it just happened. There we go. So in the makeover, now is a good time to test. Ace, get your butt in here. The flowers in the wall aren't aligned right, and I'm sorry about that, but that's life in the big city. Bright lights in the big city. Hello, Ace. Hey, welcome, Ace. Now, purple seems like a wild color for you to have, but anyway, once you have them in here, you can actually, yeah, the lady's hair here is not working. So let's actually dismiss you. Which is crazy, because it definitely worked. It was definitely working. I gotta figure that out. It'd be crazy to think I accidentally replaced the files. That's whatever. Anyway, it's burning the flowers. If you couldn't detect, it's burning the flowers. But his hair is yellow. But you know, so let's say we want it like that, or we can make it like that, right? He's got like blonde again, purple. It's cooking the flowers to do that. But the point is, like, yeah, I think that's not great. Let's make him a redhead, and then also. We can change his eyeballs a little bit. Yeah. Let's give him the black eyeball. No, green. Yeah. There we go. And we can actually run him through some of his poses so that we can see which ones are working and which ones True Phoenix hasn't completed the animation or the things on. And there we go. I haven't done any of them. Anyway, it got dark. We will just dismiss you and your pretty new purple hair. Was it purple or was it green? I don't know if he'll ever leave or if he's stuck working. There's a quiet lore at play here to make sure that, you know, like there's a lore explanation for everything I'm doing in this game, which may not be readily apparent in this build because some pretty crazy things happen from time to time. No, he's okay. But there's supposed to be a lore reason why they can't, like why I can hit a button and make them come to that chair. So when it doesn't happen right, both from a code's perspective and also from a lore perspective, it makes me occasionally feel some kind of way for what is and isn't working. I'm just trying to burn through the last of my mushrooms. I was trying to get some wheat Honestly, I was trying to get some wheat, but what I need to do, I need to make it so that the seed pops up in a random location. I mean, the popping up it's nightmarish all over the place. Um, I've been evading the comms, but let's charge it up. Comms is a cool thing that it's just this is narrative. This is all lore. This is a nice lore transition. There's the kind of a static Planet Earth channel that plays that just does like these generic commercials and things that loop. That's just like the what's going on in the outside world because the outside is the radio, and they'll come down here and they'll check it out. That's pretty cool. Um, Whenever you're ready. I'm very impatient because I know what's going to happen, and for me, it's like the code is giving me the finger, like when I'm doing testing, and I'm like, I need you to do the thing, game, because I'm testing the thing, and the game just doesn't do the thing. But I recognize that this is actually how I want the design to be. Like I want people to play the game, and for it to not necessarily happen immediately the first time, so that there is a bit of randomness to it. There is a bit of gameplay to it. This room in particular, the whole gameplay shtick is that it's just like watching TV, man. We got commercials, we got like a show about the war, we got like a show with like a doctor on it to talk about the pandemic that's going on. I've been trying to dream up one more. I have some ideas, but at the same time, I also don't. It also comes down to graphics. A lot of the things I have been able to do with the game, both from a design standpoint and from a gameplay standpoint, have been limited to what I have in my disposal. The Kenny Asset Pack has been tremendously beneficial in terms of like, excuse me, building more and more out of the game with very little, but at the same time, like I am not a graphic designer, I am not a sound designer, I am not. I did put this line in. I was wondering if the Premium Plus Pals line was in there. I love the Premium Plus Pals. I hope at some point I get to go down that rabbit hole. It's going to depend on how this game goes because it would be a very small part of this game. um, or I would get a chance to do one of the other games I have ideas and that they could have bigger role in, but they are some a cavalcade of characters that I came up with for the original kind of version of this game, which was called Walter, named after my father. And that game involved, I guess you could call it a prequel, because I still think sometimes I might make it. But that game kind of set up the universe that I'm now just like living in for this game. And in there is this Instant Karma organization and the Premium Plus Pals and the Premium Plus this and that. I guess it's like referential things for myself, because obviously I'm the only person who ever played this terrible half game I never released, but who knows, maybe someday. Anyway, it doesn't seem like anyone is going to call, which is insane, because normally they can call by now. And now we have stones in there. That's new. Oh, and a fly. Wow, it's all coming apart. That's fine. We're at 9 people. It can come apart at 9 guests. I want to charge up. Oh, you know why we're not getting any calls? Because we just power. Hang on a minute. Let's see if we can get the World Tree Organization to call me. They called before. There they are. This World Tree, do not be afraid of our agents. They mean you no harm. Ain't that right? This must be some kind of comms glitch. So there's someone actually out there. So in this room, you can take phone calls. This room is based on the communicator room from the old Bionic Commando games where you had to switch the communicator to talk. The actual gameplay of the room is probably still gonna change, and obviously it's missing a bunch of things right now, but the idea is that if you can tune to the different channels, you can listen to different conversations going on, you can talk to certain characters, you can actually find out about the world and what's going on, what I got planned, etc., etc. And one of the things they do is they actually, like, there's the agents. There are several of them, but Agent Rosie is the one there who's calling, and Agent Rosie designed the shelter, so she knows a whole lot about its inner workings, and I don't know if I'm going to have enough time to finish the SOS arcade. Haha, that's a double entendre, because it's certainly not finished in-game, but I will show it to you, because it's basically the last thing I got up my bag of tricks. And then I'll do a quick, well, we can do it now. The last piece of the puzzle, now you've seen all these rooms, right? I've told you about all these rooms, I put all this stuff in, these gives, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So, let's say you hate it, right? I'm not very good at visual design. I'm freely admit you hate it, right? Cool. You can change it. You say, listen, this storage room is cool. I love this room. But what if it was different? What if the overhead was different? What if the overhead was, say, grass on dirt? What if the overhead was, say, sand? And then once we made that sand, we put, I don't know, some of this ruby on the wall. And then, let's go mushroom floors. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's a cool storage room. And we want to go ahead and we can even bump the lighting up in here, which isn't working, but as you can see, it is changing the light graphic there, which is cool. And maybe even we can put some goods in here, but we'll take just one more second to get there. But the point is, that's a cool storage room, right? You like that? This underminer is pretty lame, right? Let's change it up. Let's go ahead and make the background black stone and make the floor scaffold and make the overhead the powerhouse. There we go. That's a pretty cool underminer. And then let's take ourselves down here to this waterworks. And I didn't put the blue in this build, but that's fine by me because I did put the wood in this build. Boom, wood up top. And actually, let's go with the wood logs. I like the wood logs up top. And then the walkway can be wood planks. No, that's lame. Scaffolding? Oh no, that's as far as we got. And then we ran out of likes, so if we're going to make more changes, we're going to have our many guests have more fun, which is going to be tough for them because we're just about out of food. So I guess it's time for us to make more food. What's our power situation? Let's charge up the power. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Did it finish? Did SOS Arcade finish? SOS Arcade finished! Look at this silly room, yeah? Got these crazy bricks. SOS Token. Well, I'm not gonna lie, this room is just barely started, but it's a fun thing for me to... Hey, Rosie, what's up? This is Agent Rosie with World Tree on my private broadcast. I designed this shelter. This isn't supposed to be possible. We made a shelter prototype, but it was never supposed to deploy. Honestly, I don't know who you are or how you found shelter, but I can't thank you enough. If shelter can sustain guests long term, maybe we can make more. Ooh. First things first, I have to make sure this whole thing isn't some sort of glitch. If you're actually really there, and I hope you are, connect to the maintenance signal now. Uh-oh, the maintenance signal just died. That means we're gonna need more power. But it's been 30 minutes, which is as long as I'm allowed to play these sort of things on these sort of recordings, so if you want to know what happens when you power up comms further and connect to the comms channel, I think you're just going to have to download the game and play it for yourself. It's in the description below. I hope. If not, just point a web browser to true-warriors.net. True like True Phoenix. True-warriors.net. Find the link, it's over on itch. Download the game, unzip it, have a good old time. It's been your boy True. Shoutouts to you for watching. Flibbity, flobbity, floop.